This is to give you a little preview about how the tarot readings are and how tarot came to me, first of all. My father, when I was 10 years and he was 50, he had his spiritual awakening. He started by books of all sorts, you name it, numerology, astrology, all esoteric and alternative stuff, tarot, I Ching, and I developed, and he would keep a shelf with all these books in my room. The house was pretty big, but he decided to put all these books in my room. And I grew up from that age, 10, 11, 12 years, developing interest on Western astrology and numerology to understand the human nature and why people behave the way they behave, where this comes from. Maybe because I was growing up in such an unsettling environment, family environment. So I wanted to understand why. He was doing tarot for himself and he had books on this, but I never developed interest on this. In 2018, when I came into this house, a very good, an angel, an earth angel, she was a client and a student. She came to me, she was coming to me for already a few years here in Varkala. And she came that year, she stayed a few months here, and she offered me very, very special gifts. And one of those gifts, she gifted me this tarot deck. I will tell you the same words like she told me. This tarot deck is from Aleister Crowley, who already passed away. He was a very controversial person in society. It's considered one of the best tarot decks in the world. And Aleister Crowley was a very controversial person in society because he was playing with promiscuity and black magic and all the underworld, lots of the underworld things. But however, he had quite a genius mind, and he channeled through this division and all the insights for this reading, for this tarot deck. Then he invited an artist, which was also his partner. He had like a threesome relationship, him, another guy, and this artist, Freda Harris. He invited her to paint his cards the way he wanted, like expressing all the explanation that each card would have. And she said, okay, I agree to paint the cards with one condition. During all the time I'm painting the cards, you cannot put your hands in black magic. And he thought, okay, this will take maybe a few months. He agreed, okay. But the thing is that she would come with one painting and he would say sometimes, no, this is not what I want to express in the card. And she would have to go back and paint again. So this took quite a few years. This was never published while they were alive, only afterwards. So when this friend, this soul sister offered this to me, I was skeptical, like at the beginning of Reiki. Like I was the same kind of skeptical, like oh, how Reiki can, I'm not even touching people, how this can do anything to people. So I had to do again and again to understand and totally surrender to it. And tarot was the same. Like my question was, how a bunch of cards that I may take will tell anything about anyone's life. And so I started, I read the book, the instructions book, and I understood there are different kinds of readings and layers to put the cards. So I choose, there is one which is the biggest amount of cards, which is 10 cards. And I choose to do that one. So I started to do that one for my best friend and then for other people. And for some people that I had no idea about their lives, I did not knew them. And I had to surrender because it's amazing. Like this just brings the insights and hidden talents that just confirming hidden talents that people are not fully using yet, or shadows, wrong behaviors, wrong beliefs that people have about themselves or others or life itself. and that are holding them back from living their full potential. So the tarot shows this, and it's so accurate. I had to surrender to this, and I started to do one. Now it's 4.5 years I have been doing this, and lately this last year I have people coming to me and saying, Sonia, do you remember the reading that you gave to me, the tarot reading? And I said, no, I don't remember the readings. And she said, but I remember, and you know, everything happened like the reading said. And she really, oh cool. So now, after some time doing these readings, people are coming to me confirming, like, yeah, that was so accurate, it actually happened. So sometimes I like to have this little bell because the readings, they just say like that thing that the person needs to hear. Sometimes it's not what they want to, sometimes it's what they need to hear. Maybe they are self-castrating themselves, they are blocking themselves, or sometimes it's just that talent they have and they are not, maybe they are doing just as a hobby and they can actually live on that. And it's such a confirmation, you know, people confirm the whole reading, they say, wow, this makes so much sense. And when those cards come like, I like to make a point like, remember this. So I always say, this is not going to give what you want to hear, it's what you need to hear. So there we have 3 groups of cards. We have the Major Arcana, which is really powerful cards with big messages, and then we have the Court cards, which is the King, Queen, and the Prince and Princess. And each card is you. Most of the times each card represents you. And then we have the Minor Arcana, which is several messages. It's like little messages, and in those cards sometimes come, I don't like to use this word, but yes, kind of negative. People would see it as negative messages, but they are not negative messages. They are reflections of behaviors and wrong beliefs that the person is having, that is blocking them from opening up to their fullest, best, highest potential. And so that card, which might seem negative, will ask the person to draw another card from the deck. And it's like a guideline, it's like a pathway. And the other card may be another negative card who show another shadow that they have to, you know, really work on it, or it will give the solution. You have, in order to overcome this, you have to do this. So it's a guideline. So there is no negative cards in this deck. There is just mirrors, like as this tarot deck says on the cover, the mirror of the soul. There is just mirrors saying like, hey, you have to do this work. Now, how you do the work is, these readings have 2 parts of the work. One part is the one that I will do with you, which is 2 hours reading, 10 cards, sometimes more, and you will have the pictures. These readings are done online, or with a video call, or in presence. And you will have, either way, you will have the pictures of the descriptions of all the cards, which I will go through one so you can understand which description it comes in each card. You have the description of all the cards, and then you have an advice, a suggestion. You have the keywords, description, an advice, a suggestion, a question to make you think. And I highly advise, the homework for you to do afterwards is to take a notebook, go through the questions or the suggestions of each card, and write down the insights, write down the answers, so you can ground those things, because it's about you and it's about your life. And last, every card gives one affirmation. So the work to do is, at home, when you have all the descriptions of the cards, you read the card, the description again, and you can take more than one affirmation from each card. Then you write down those affirmations on a notebook, and you do those affirmations in front of the mirror every day, preferably in the morning, out loud. Because the affirmation is not just like you brought a book like You Can Heal Your Life and you random affirmations that are for everyone. These affirmations are for you. It's your reading. So doing this for the next 6 to 9 months will open up the path to realize the energy that is on this reading. If this was accurate for you, if this resonated to you, then that's the work you have to do. That's the second part of the work. You doing the affirmations in front of the mirror. Affirmations are very powerful. I have been doing it since 2014. They help you to reprogram your mind into a positive mindset and shape your life, and attract good stuff in your life. It's really powerful. It can be 20 minutes, half an hour a day, whatever you want, but it's really, really powerful. Another thing I bring into the readings is I bring my knowledge in 4 different astrologies and numerology. So I have I have a notebook where I note down the 4 astrological signs in Western astrology, Chinese astrology, karmic astrology, Mayan astrology, and numerology. So I won't be doing readings during a tarot reading. I won't be doing, but I bring you insights that are related to the reading directly in terms of your own aspects on different astrologies and numerology, and link one thing with the other for you to understand, hey, yeah, you have this thing, you have this talent, it's here, you are highly creative, or you are whatever is there, or you have this shadow, and this comes from this place, and the tarot reading is just confirming it, and you will know in your truth, like, yeah, this is true. I do have this behavior, or I do have this talent, I don't use it so much. It's just a confirmation, What is the tarot and what is the pendulum? It's objects, it's physical objects that channel energy, that show something on a physical level. It's channeling messages from higher beings, or from our higher self, or angels, or so it's a physical form, like an object, but it's an expression of messages that come from above. It's not me who do the reading. I do the same preparation. You can see the preparation I do on the Reiki sessions. I do the same preparation for the tarot reading. I ground, I call all this team of that are there and here working with me, and I do the Reiki symbols on me, I do the Reiki symbols on the room, I do the 6 Reiki symbols on the place where I am going to do the tarot reading, and then I shuffle the cards, and again I call for all this team, and also for the spiritual guides, angels, higher self, guardian angel, all the person to assist in this reading, and to make the messages, come out the cards with the messages that the person needs to receive for their life, for their highest good, and the highest good of all the beings involved. So after this, whatever it comes, I had only one reading in 4.5 years that the person was like, she was like, I don't know if this makes sense for me. Like, it was not very clear for her. That's the only reading I remember. It was like, but I did so many readings and they are all so accurate. I cannot recommend this enough. And also, I did readings for myself, and yes, it's really powerful. So, we have the book, we have the cards. The painting on the cards are really beautiful. This is, for example, the star. It's actually the symbol of Aquarius, which, by the way, it's my sun sign. This is a major arcana card. It's so beautiful. So the cards are painted in such beautiful ways to express whatever. This is the card of art, whatever Aleister Crowley wanted to show in each card. It's also a major arcana card. And so I would like to read you one card, just for you to have an idea about what informations, more or less, how are the readings. So I'll read the card of the Star, which is a card that I really love. The description is very positive. Actually, I'll read you one card from a positive card and another one from a negative, so you understand a little bit. Keywords: the Star, inspiration, crystallization, self-knowledge, radiance, clear vision, self-confidence, connection to the universal intelligence, channel for the divine. Description: the Star shows processes that lead towards the highest cosmic inspiration and its manifestation on material level. A person who is open for spiritual inspiration. This person is entirely devoted to serving the higher power in transmitting this further. He or she is also the channel used by the divine energy to manifest itself on the earthly level. Transmits the ideas to earth. Crystal clear visions give shape and meaning to what might have been value feelings up till now. You gain clear insight of the unlimited possibilities that the development of the self engenders. The power of the inspiration you receive lends you wings and works wonders to make that which seemed impossible become a reality. People guided by this wisdom possess a certain quality of being and exude a kind of radiance that attracts other people like a magnet. The power of spiritual transformation makes the mass of your personalities and the confines of your small egos become meaningless. So stubbornness and fear can now be discarded. The receptive antenna need to be carefully cleansed regularly. If the energy received is mixed with egotistical tendencies, these mighty powers can have devastating effects. Enthusiasm may turn into fanaticism, inspiration into delusion. You should pay special attention to your feelings. The emotions also need to be crystallized, which is to say that they need to be understood clearly and without ambivalence. This cannot be achieved through control and suppression, but rather through emotional development and learning emotional maturity. The butterflies, symbols of transformation, show how your views can change and be freed from the limiting conditions. So he describes the card, and the cards also all have those symbols. And then you have an advice. Your star is on the rise, but do not lose contact to the earth. Trust your intuition and find a way to involve others too. You will be judged and recognized by the fruit of your deeds. Question: are you really fulfilled in your current area of influence? To make you think. Suggestion: check whether you are really applying all possible means to give shape to your ideas and ideals. Affirmation: my power of imagination and my connection to the universal consciousness show me the way to realize my ideals. So in each card, as we go through each card, I am also in a channel or portal. We are. So besides reading the card, it comes to me insights and so many things to say to the person. So there is the explanation of the card, and sometimes there is also my own insights about it and about the reading. So basically this is okay. I want to also read to you one negative card. Let me find one. For example, sorrow. For example, sorrow. Keywords: trouble, worries, doubts, confusion, gloom, depression, tension in a triangle relationship, jealousy. Dark clouds of the... I'm just reading small parts, not the entire description. Dark clouds of doubt, fear and worry confine the spirit. The lesson to be learned here is nothing short of overcoming negative thoughts. Racking our brains and expecting the worst have to be clearly recognized as destructive forces that separate us from origins. I mean, this book is so full of wisdom, so full of wisdom. Advice. Grief can be caused by internal and external conflicts. They are a challenge to make clear and ambiguous decisions. This is the only way to the lost balance can be reestablished. Question: which decisions do you find difficult to make? Suggestion: use the tarot card to reach a decision, or draw another card that shows you what waits you once you let go of your worries and start to deal with the problem. So the reading also gives you like, hey, if you stop worrying and torturing yourself mentally, this is what you can reach. And then the next stage, it shows you the next stage. So it's actually a motivation for you to do the work. Affirmation: every problem contains its own perfect solution. So this is an example of a really positive card and a negative card. And I will show you now the lay of cards, the readings. So I would shuffle the cards and call for the guides, and also the guides of the person and the angels. And then I would separate in 3 piles, and the person will choose one pile. The client, you will choose one pile with the left hand. We always choose a card, a tarot or an angel card with our left hand, because our left hand is the receiving hand, our right hand the one who directs energy. So we receive the energy of the cards with the left hand, and we choose. You may look and say, okay, I want this, or you may scan the cards or the deck and feel energy tingling on the tips of your fingers, and you intuitively choose the one you feel. So the person will choose one pile, and then I shuffle again, and again I call for the guides, all this team that is assisting, supporting us, and guiding and inspiring and protecting, and also the team of my client, and then I will lay the cards. So, first card, the energy that you have in your life at the present, or depending on the reading, the energy that you want to achieve after doing the whole pathway and the whole work. And this would be after 6 months, 9 months, it depends also on the work that you do on the affirmations. And not just the affirmations, it's actually changing on a day-to-day basis, being aware of your behaviors, being aware of your thought patterns and changing it. Second card is the card that helps, furthers the first energy, or it's blocking it. Third card, it's what is going on in your conscious mind, your conscious thoughts. Fourth card, what's going on in your subconscious mind. Here is normally behaviors, wrong beliefs that you are not aware of, and you are just doing it automatically, mechanically, just unaware, and or talents that you have. Maybe it's a hobby and you are not even paying much attention to it. It's something you enjoy doing, and you could actually earn your life doing that. I was yoga for me, belly dance, astrology, numerology, all this was hobbies, like passions, hobbies, and I would have a normal work. I would have just normal jobs, like so many office work and whatever other jobs, until I had this spiritual awakening. I started to meditate, pray, doing my practice, and one thing after the other one, by attracting vibrations and I started to attract people in my life and doing courses, and my life all was reshaped, and for the last I would say 15 years. So today I'm actually working, and self-knowledge is very powerful. That's why the astrology and numerology is so powerful for you to dive into them, because self-knowledge, I know I have those gifts, and so life just opened up in a way that today I am working in what 15 years ago was just hobbies for me. For 10, 25 years, you know, was just hobbies. And today I'm working on those things. So the tarot reading shows you those gifts of yours. Okay, fifth card is the past, or that which is just finishing. Sometimes not necessarily, can be a message that comes into the reading that you need to know. Fifth card is, sixth card is the future, or that which is just starting. And seventh card is the energy that you bring into your life or into the present moment. Eighth card is the energy that other ones bring into your life. And ninth card is your hopes or your fears. And the last card, the 10th card, is the thing that will occupy you for the near future. Basically, the work you have to do for the next near stage of your life. As with my experience, with my own readings I have done to myself, and doing the affirmation work, I would say you will feel intuitively when it's time for the next reading. 6 to 9 months. 6 to 9 months. Not before that, because then it's too much mixing of energies and you have work to do to realize this energy here. So yeah, I would say 6 to 9 months, and you will feel very clear when the energy has shifted in your life. You will feel when you are in another stage, something has shifted, and you will know, okay, this is done, what's going on here, and what's the reading now, what's the energy now. That will be the time for the next reading. And so you will unfold your life year after year with new insights, and you clear your path as well. It's not just theory, it's very real and very solid, as long as you do your work. So all the Reiki, this one, it's not just, it's both of us work. I do my part, you have to do your part. I cannot do your part. So when you decide to do to dive into your own healing, or into a tarot reading or astrology, you have to know, okay, you have to ask yourself, am I willing to do this work, or it's just curiosity and see what comes here. So if you do, you have so many benefits. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I think I don't remember. Yeah, I think I covered everything. This is the most important things I wanted to share with you. And so I hope you feel inspired, and I hope this can really give you an insight from inside out of the readings, like how the tarot readings are and what benefits they bring to you. And remember, we can do this online on a video call. You have all the images. I send you this on WhatsApp, and you have also or we can do in presence. In presence is always beautiful, but online is equally effective. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you so much. There are so much things starting to going on, and also videos already on this YouTube channel. It would be really beautiful. You give us support, thumbs up, and subscribe the channel. See what's here, and how could you also share with people in your life some videos or some information that could be useful for them. And thank you for watching and for supporting. Aloha, namaste, sayonara. We received great value from this session. If you'd like to receive training videos, blog posts, astrology, numerology, and tarot readings, healing, life coaching and counseling sessions, or information about my life events, Reiki All Levels, life coaching and sacred feminine workshops, or the fabulous Woman Retreat Transcend Yourself on the Indigo Academy, or just stay in our Shakti ashram in South India, go ahead and visit soniaindigo.com.